us now for the first time in the Pirate Radio studios, ECU quarterback Alex Flinn right here joining us today. Alex, appreciate you coming down. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. And it's the first time we've been able to chat, so good to get to know you, and we'll let the Pirate Nation get to know you as well, Alex. But first of all, let's talk off season. What you're up to now? What's your day-to-day like right now here in June?
Yeah, we're doing team workouts at the moment. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We're doing workouts in the morning with Coach Big John, and then we just finished up OTAs with the coaches that we're doing Monday and Wednesdays. So, just working out with them.
Yeah, you look like you've been working out. Pretty big. How do you get it done in the weight room? You enjoy that part of football training?
Oh, yeah, I love the weight room. I actually go in there with Coach Farmer some too after later in the afternoon, but I love working out. What
are you doing quarterback specific? What do you think is important when it comes to weights and things like that? What do you kind of focus on in your training?
Well, we work out with the rest of the team and do the rest of the workouts that they do, but on the side I like to do a lot of shoulder mobility, hip mobility, stuff like that, getting core activated, footwork, things like that. But
if you got a question for Alex, you can get them in, and we got a few rolling in, so you can get those in on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as he'll be hanging out for 20 minutes or so today on Pirate Radio Live. So Alex, let's talk about your upbringing and how you got to ECU, two-sport athlete in high school, right? Baseball and football?
Yes, sir.
Where did you play? What position in baseball?
Well, I started out playing catcher since I started, but sophomore year of high school, I went to left field and became more of like a hitter dominant.
Okay. So how many years? How are the knees? You feel any residual from catching for many years?
No, I think I stopped early enough to not catch any of that. So
Justin Wilcoxon caught just about every game this year, and hopefully he's getting a rest right now.
Oh, yeah.
The Pirate catcher, as he was an Iron Man back there. Mm-hmm. So Alex, how about your recruitment and how'd you end up here in Greenville?
Yeah, I guess I started JV freshman year, and then sophomore year I played tight end and a little bit of wide receiver. There was a quarterback ahead of me. He was a year older than me, and he was a runner, and we were in more of like a running offense. And then junior year we got a new coach, Coach John Shoup. He coached in the NFL and at the college level. Offensive coordinator at Carolina.
Okay, I knew I recognized that from somewhere, yeah.
And once he got there, we kind of changed our offense up a little bit, and it was more of a competition between the two of us, my junior year and his senior year. And then going to the first game, I think he started, and then the plan was for him to get the first drive, and then I was going to get the second drive. And I don't remember how he did on the first, but I went in the second drive, and I really stayed starting there from since then. And I guess, junior year we went all the way to the state the state championship. We played New Hanover there. But I really think what boosted my recruitment was the fourth round game. We played Sun Valley, who Sam Howell was the quarterback.
Oh,
there.
Yeah. Okay.
He was, with the Commanders.
With my team now, Commanders.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And I remember just the whole end zone was lined up. It looked like almost like a rainbow with all the college coaches there to watch him. I don't think he was committed at the time, but I know he was on Florida State. But I just remember playing that game. We ended up winning 27-24, and people saw me from that game.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess junior year in the spring, that's when I guess I started getting a lot of coaches coming to see me at school and everything. But ECU came. Coach Peterson came to the school, watched me throw, and I guess a few weeks later called me back and wanted to get me up here, and they offered me. So then after that, I guess just a lot more schools would come and see me throw, but no one really connected with me as much as ECU.
Right.
I think I had a few more opportunities later throughout my senior year, but ended up, ECU was with me from the jump. And once Coach Mo and Coach Peterson had to leave, and Coach Houston and Coach K came, I had a previous relationship with them from JMU.
Right.
And so I guess they re-recruited me and then honored my scholarship. And so I thought ECU was the place to be.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So you were recruited by the previous staff and got here with the current staff, but you did have that background with those guys. I was going to ask, was that kind of a weird transition, but you already were familiar with those coaches, so I guess it was pretty smooth for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little different. I remember getting the call from the guy recruiting my area, Coach Moore. I think he's a tight ends coach. And I was just a little shocked. But shortly thereafter, Coach Houston, Coach K were hired, and they reached out to me and had a great relationship with them. So it just continued on after that.
So you get here, and you've been here a while now, and you're
5 years.
You're behind the Holton Ahlers, who played more games than anybody for ECU. And now you mentioned you were in a quarterback battle in high school, and you're no stranger to that, and are in one right now with Mason Garcia. But let's talk just these last few years being behind Holton Ahlers and your role on the team. And what's that like, knowing that, well, you've got the incumbent starter ahead of you, but you still got to go out there, do your work, get the team better, right? So what's that mindset like going day in, day out?
Yeah, no, I think it really is just knowing your role on the team. And I think it was known that Holton was going to be the starter, and I think the rest of us in the room would be there for the game plan, practice all week. And I even helped out with the scout team a lot of the times. But, just getting the team ready and trying to lead from that perspective from the sideline, kind of. It was different.
How cool is it to dominate the starting defense on scout team? Because I know maybe they got you a few times, but you had to get them a few times too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was fun with making jokes with the defensive coaches like Coach Harrell and Coach Douse back there. But no, I mean, we had good work, and that's actually how I got close to a few of the defensive guys too. Just being there, and it almost got me connected to whenever they were on the field. It's like watching almost my work show out a little bit too.
So, and you're behind Holton Ahlers. He moves on. We hope he has success in Seattle in the NFL. That'd be awesome. And now Mason Garcia is kind of the guy who's going to be the next starter, but Alex Flinn says not so fast. I want to play too. So what has that kind of been like this offseason through spring right now? What's your off the field relationship like with Mason? The friendship and the battle simultaneously. How do you kind of compartmentalize all that?
Yeah, I think I've gotten really close, I think, because he's been here only 1 year less than me. So I guess it's going on 4 years now for him. So we've been here in the same room the whole time. So we've developed a really good relationship. But on the field, I think that relationship still comes out when we're still helping each other learn from our own experiences. And I think we have different strengths. So I think we can learn from those strengths, from each other. But yeah, we're pushing each other to get better for sure.
And your big strength is running the football. At least it was on that one play in the spring game. That kind of came out of nowhere. How about the 50-plus yard run you had in the spring game?
Yeah, the spring game was a lot of fun, but that play did stick out to me because, I don't really, I'm not known to make runs like that. And I don't even think I had a run that long in high school, but... No, it was a lot of fun.
Keaton Mitchell he was on the sidelines, like shooting a video, going crazy, running with you down the sideline, I think, during that play. Alex Flinn joining us. We'll get to some of your questions here in a moment. So as you head into fall camp, which is still a little ways away, Alex, are you feel like you're in a battle for the starting job here at ECU?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're like I said, we're pushing each other, but I think we make each other better. And I think whenever we both have that mindset to where we're competing and trying to get better, I think it's better for the team. So I think if we both just keep that mindset, then it'll be good no matter what happens.
Alex, it changes every year in sports. It's changed a lot since I became a fan all those years ago. And this would not be a question 20, 30 years ago, but it is in 2023. Why have you not entered the transfer portal? I mean, and I ask that because guys are joining it every day, entering it every day. I think it says a lot about you and Mason that you stayed here, and it's awesome to see, and it's great that you guys have put in the work and have stayed here at East Carolina. But I mean, do those thoughts cross your mind? Have they ever crossed your mind?
I mean, they have for sure, just because, I mean, you see everybody else doing it, like you said.
Yeah.
It's almost tempting. But first of all, you really never know what happens with the transfer portal. It's pretty crazy, especially now. But I don't know, just, the school, I think ECU and Greenville have always supported their athletes, especially the football team, very well. And it almost feels like I can't leave them behind, and so I mean, there's that, and then also there's a ton of relationships I've built here with my team, my coaches, things like that. So for me, it was just hard to leave, and once I was able to get my degree, I think staying was the correct decision for me.
Yeah, that's a great perspective to have. It's awesome to hear. Alex, we did have a question. Speaking of your degree, Tyler said if your med school dream plays out, what specialty are you wanting to pursue?
Yeah, I want to do something like a sports doctor, so I guess that would be orthopedics. But our team doctor, Dr. Armin, I've had several conversations with him just to figure out like what he does, and I'm sure I'll be in contact with him a lot more, and even when my career's over. But yes, like being on the field, I think just being around sports, but also being on the medical side.
Cool. That's awesome. So even after your playing career, you'll still be around the game in some capacity. A lot of questions from Barry, who is an Alex Flinn fan, and his son is as well. He says, I don't understand. So is Alex Flinn a grit white shark? Does that mean anything to you?
I think I've heard that before.
Okay. And does Flinn have the grit to lead us to a win at Michigan? He's talking about grit. You got a lot of grit in you, Alex?
I guess so. You said I was lifting all them weights.
That's right.
But no.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going with that. He does say his son plays baseball, and this is a good question. Like, anything transfer from the baseball field to the football field? I know Cliff Godwin, ECU baseball coach, has said that if you give him two prospects, one plays multiple sports, one plays only baseball, he likes the multi-sport guy. So do those sports kind of transfer over at all?
Yeah, I think in a different way than most people think. I think throwing a football is more like hitting a baseball than really throwing a baseball, because in hitting there's so much rotation that goes with that, and same thing with throwing a football. You're not using as much arm. It's more hips and rotation, like really the same motion as hitting. And throwing a baseball is a lot more over the top, and you're trying to throw for velocity and a little bit of accuracy, of course. But football, I don't know. I think that's really where it's transferred most for me, was just hitting and bringing that power and hitting, and then bringing the power to throwing.
Interesting. Yeah, that is a different perspective. JR said he watched a video of when you won the 2017 dual quarterback skills contest in Atlanta. Remember that?
Yeah, I do actually.
He says that was quite impressive for a 16-year-old. So, what other QBs were in that? Do you remember at all?
Well, that was for the. Whenever I learned to play quarterback, I went to these camps called NFA, the National Football Academies, and I started going there when I was, I don't know, when I first started playing, like 7 or 8, and pretty much every year they travel around the country and pick or hand select the best quarterbacks from each camp, and I guess that year was my sophomore year, I think, in high school, and I got selected and went And I don't think there were any. I don't know if there were any big names there, but I just know they picked from the people who are the best quarterbacks from those camps, and I competed against the kids my age at that time. And so, yeah, I was lucky enough to win that one.
That's awesome. Yeah, good stuff. All right, Barry wants some stats on you. How much you weigh, Alex? And what is are you at your ideal weight as a player? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, just about. I'm so 6'1", 230. I think 228 would be like perfect, but fluctuating around there.
Okay.
So.
All right, good stuff. Jacob Coleman says, huge fan, gonna miss going to battle with my brother.
Yeah, Jacob Coleman. He's at Middle Tennessee State now.
All right, there you go. I had another question. So we talked about this earlier, Robert, but Alex said he started at catcher in baseball and then went to the outfield and said you became more of a hitter. What'd you bat your senior year in high school? What was your average?
It was above 300. I'm not sure. I know my junior year in baseball, I selected All-State. I think I had like 40 RBIs that year.
Any thoughts of pursuing that side, or when did you decide I'm going to go football next level rather than baseball?
Probably right around whenever I started getting recruited in football. I think I could have played baseball somewhere, but I really wasn't into the the travel baseball whenever you get older, because I was whenever I was younger, like in middle school.
The showcase stuff.
Yeah, so I was never into really the showcase stuff, and I think I needed to commit more to baseball if I was going to do that. But I think, and like I said, like the different throwing mechanics for both, I think it would have messed up my football throws and stuff like that. So I don't know. I always thought baseball in college, or the jump from high school baseball to college baseball, would be more difficult, if that makes sense.
Than football's jump.
That's what
that makes sense
to me, because I feel like the pitching in baseball and at the college level was better than like 99% of the pitchers I faced in high school.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Chad, this is kind of an inside joke here at Pirate Radio, but he said, I heard Mason Garcia loves pasta and is a great Italian cook. Any truth to this? So, Alex, this stems from a call on our post-game show. I guess it was like after the last game of the season, and Holton Ahlers was on his way out, Mason Garcia, maybe next quarterback, and the caller said something to the effect of, time to put away the barbecue and bring on the pasta because it's Mason Garcia time. And I said, do you think Mason Garcia is from Italian descent? So this caller, what you got, Joey? Here, turn him on.
I don't think he's Italian.
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you know, Alex? Is he an Italian fellow?
I don't think he's Italian. I think he is Hispanic. I think because I am too. We've bonded over that.
Oh, really?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because we both are Hispanic.
So we had a huge joke about that. Everybody was posting Super Mario memes and things like that. The Italian stallion, Mason Garcia. We got to find that call. It's hilarious because we were so confused at what this dude was talking about. But that's just part of the fun we have on post-game shows. So no, you guys can't cook up a spicy Italian dish for us, I guess.
I actually cannot.
So what part Hispanic are you? What's your background there?
My mom is half Mexican, so I'm a quarter.
Good deal.
So, yeah.
All right, let's see. Any other questions for Alex Flynn from the chat? Tyler said, can we find highlights of Alex Flynn hitting home runs in Little League so ESPN can show those during games like they did with Holton? He said like they beat that horse with Holton. Yeah, we need to find some of your old baseball highlights so we can play those during games.
I don't even know if they filmed our baseball games back then.
Well, unfortunately, we all can't be cool like Alex Flynn, and Chad Stevens is upset about that. Chad Stevens says, I want to be cool like Alex Flynn.
That's all you, Chad.
Yeah, so I guess you formed a relationship with that particular defensive player for ECU. That's pretty cool.
My new roommate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good deal. Let's see. JR really studied your film from when you were 16. You threw a football 40 yards from your knees when you were 16. Have you tried that recently?
I actually haven't tried. I don't know how he found that because I don't even remember that.
I believe that's Johnny Stats, by the way.
Oh, Johnny Stats? Okay. Well, Johnny Stats knows his stuff. I don't know how he gets it.
I actually haven't tried that, though, and since then, probably.
Yeah. Manny Hickman in the house as well. Emmanuel Hickman says he's proud of you. Yeah. So that's cool.
Thanks, bro.
Emmanuel, Chad, how bad did Alex roast you guys, scout team? Let us know. How many times did he put up numbers on you? But that is cool to see the love from your teammates. And yeah, we had Amanda Houston on earlier this week. We had the ladies clinic coming up Friday, and she talked about the guys coming over to the house, and you guys get together with your position coaches and eat and things like that, and all the stuff you do in the community. Like, it is really cool to see the family atmosphere with the football program, and I'm sure you can speak to that, how close you guys are.
Yeah, we. I actually just did the kiddie camp. I was one of the coaches for that.
Yeah,
and that was a lot of fun being around those guys. And they actually knew like a ton about ECU football. Is really surprising to me.
That's awesome.
But the locker room is totally family, and I think the coaches are too. The Coach K and his wife will bring over the quarterbacks a few times in a year, and she'll cook or she'll get us, something catered, and it's always a good time when that happens.
Chad Stevens brings up a really good point on the YouTube. Flynn got us a couple of times, but he's just lucky we couldn't hit him. So you are protected there. What? That's a good point, Chad.
That's true.
Yeah. So you got the red jersey on, or the whatever jersey that says "Do not hit me."
Yeah.
Do not touch.
Yep.
Emmanuel says, "Tell him how mad you would get about repeatedly getting sacked by us." That can't be true, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't really remember that. I just remember the touchdowns.
That's awesome. The back and forth. And how about this summer when you're away from the coaches and can't have contact? That's a really important part of the season that I've heard. Marcus Crandall, ECU Hall of Famer, has talked about it. Holt used to talk about it. But getting together with the receivers, with the O-line, with whoever, DBs, whoever, to do some work on your own. How important is that, and how much are you guys going to be doing that this offseason?
No, it's extremely important. We especially because I know the talk is that we have a bunch of new faces, especially on offense. But really for us, they're not really new faces because they're just younger guys, and I think everybody's ready for their opportunity. But even so, we did have some transfers, wide receivers come, and some transfer O linemen, and we get together and throw routes together. Sometimes we even do one-on-ones and 7-on-7 against the defensive guys. But it's extremely important because that chemistry is probably one of the most important things as a quarterback and a wide receiver and a running back. I think is getting to where everything just meshes well.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Like a guy like Kerry King, we've heard a lot about him, seen him in spring. Seen him on the field Saturdays a little bit. Kind of new to us, but you've probably thrown hundreds of balls to Kerry King, right?
Probably thousands.
Yeah, right. So
all those guys.
You feel like you have a pretty good connection with guys like King, guys like Josiah, Shane Calhoun, those guys.
Oh yeah, we I think what's also been good about our work in the off season is we all throw together because in practice, it's normally like ones against ones, twos against twos, and you get reps with like your group, I guess. But in the summer, it's really like just mixed. Whenever you're working out and throwing together, it's everybody's throwing everybody, and you're getting the chemistry. And so, I think I've built a ton of chemistry with them just from, I played scout team with some of those guys back a few years ago.
Yeah,
and having that chemistry, and we're working towards making it work at like a high level consistently. And so that's where we are now in the summer.
Question from Randolph. What's your favorite play in the 2-minute drill? If you guys are running a hurry up, what play do you want to call?
Let's see. Probably we have...
You don't have to give me a name. I don't want to get Coach Kirkpatrick mad at me or something. But
sure.
Generally speaking, what do you want to do?
We have, we'll do vertical or seams from the middle, the slot guys, and then we'll do on the outside. They have option routes. They can either take it deep or curl it back, depending on the corner, how the corner's playing it. And then I like to have the running back going out on a little under route where he just is there for if the defense all drops back and you can dump it down to him, let him run with it.
Another thing too, speaking of changes on the offense, a lot of solid O linemen won't be here that were here a year ago. We were talking about Noah Henderson a moment ago before the show, but how about that group who were there standouts in spring, and how's the O line coming together for you guys?
Yeah, the O-line, like I said, it's new faces for sure. A lot of those guys have been here, like Hampton, Ergel, Parker Moore has been here for about a year and a half now. Isaiah Foote. So these guys are all coming back, but we have had some additions from USF and from Akron. So I think what's most important for them is to start, they're all getting stronger and quicker, and they're blocking well, things like that. I think it's important that they start getting those reps together.
Right.
Like
As
it's almost like a quarterback and wide receiver have to be on the same page. The whole line has to work as one.
Right.
And so I think the new faces, I guess what they just have to keep working on, and what we do throughout the summer is moving as one unit.
Alex Flinn joining us. Man, it's been great to get to chat with you, Alex, getting to know you, and thanks for folks chiming in with their questions as well. We had planned on potentially getting you and Mason at the same time, but Mason had to head to the Manning Passing Academy, right?
Yeah, that's big.
Got that going on. That's awesome for him, and really looking forward to fall camp and kind of seeing from the outside what transpires with you guys. But I hope you have a fantastic rest of your off season and season, and we'll catch up with you again down the road. But been great to talk to you today, man, and keep up the good work, and we'll talk again down the road.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
ECU quarterback Alex Flinn joining us today inside the Pirate Radio Studios. We'll take a break.